possible if Peter never existed and Walter can't have healed the way he did, so it's unlikely that he would be taking over Massive Dynamics. So I think the only other thing is that when the worlds now come together, one of the things that kind of got lost, because so much other great stuff was happening, was the dynamic between Massive Dynamic and the government, and that sort of paranoid kind of fantasy that goes on. And then I think we can return to some of those larger issues as well as keep everything else. But it's you know, this show always works so well on a macro and a micro level.
This is, I mean, really, this season is kind of like being introduced to these people a third time. You know, we had our universe, we had the alternate universe. Now we have a reality where Peter never existed, and all of them are completely changed because of that. So really, you know, this will be my third character that I'm playing in this show. And I don't know all fourth. Or my fourth.
Right, because you're going to be playing on both sides still, aren't you?
Well, it'll still be the, oh no, you are not right, because
that'll be true.
Because there was never, well, there was never a Peter in the alternate universe for her to interact with anyway. So she's still the same. But that information, you know, that he never came to that side or did anything, definitely might have changed in some way. So we're still waiting to see like all the nuances that they will come out with for the characters. But the biggest thing for Astrid is that she is out in the field because there's no Peter to go with Olivia and help find this information. And there's another reason, and I'm not going to tell to you because you're going to see it in the first episode. But Walter is so incredibly, very, very, very much so. And he's a Walter that you've definitely never seen before. And so because of that, you know, your interactions with somebody who's so like empty and depleted, you know, that's gonna make your work environment different. And so her relationship with Walter is also different.
And what's curious is it's like a fresh start in a weird way. It's like all the givens are gone. It's like, so how does this play out now?
Yeah, you've never seen these characters before.
Watching your enthusiasm when you get these scripts, I had asked this before the other guys, I'm just curious. As a viewer, you sit there watching it and you go, oh my god, you know, usually at the end of the episode. When you get the scripts, do you get those kind of reactions yourselves?
Completely. And it's often very confusing. You have to go back and read it again, and because sometimes like we were talking about the finale, to read the finale script and like everything coming together was almost impossible to understand. You had to read it several times.
I didn't get it.
But then when it was shot, when you saw it, then it was like, oh yeah, it was a total eureka moment. So a lot of times seeing the show really clarifies things.
That's so true. It's really like having two experiences with the show, because we get these scripts and then the script changes many, many times, and then we see it on television, and so it's like seeing the show in so many different stages, and so you end up having these different experiences of it.
What was your reaction when you got the script with the big reveal for the finale?
I was like, I know, we're not in Kansas anymore. What the hell is going to happen now?
That's exactly what my face looks like.
Seriously. I immediately started writing, and I was like, okay, so can you break this down for me and tell me what happened? Who were the first people? Who's the first person? Who went back and took the machine? Like, I really could not wrap my brain around it.
Right, exactly.
And it was,
and also because
really
Peter just goes, oh yeah, listen, here's how it goes. I'll just lay it out for you.
Yeah,
I know.
I was like, damn. Are you writing this show? Are you a ghostwriter?
Last question.
So how much have they told you about what the plans are for your characters? For this
hints? They give us hints? Yeah, I mean, what we know is that the world has shifted.
Yeah, they give us hints. They're not good enough hints. They're so vague. And at first I thought it was because they didn't want us to like spoil things, so they really wanted to keep us in the dark. And now I'm thinking they don't really know. They're kind of figuring it out as they go along. And plus, you know, you come up with something and you write it, and then it has to get through the network and everything. There's so many manifestations of it before we even get to it. And so I feel like I have to be a little bit more forgiving of not knowing things, because they're just trying to get through it too.
And they're constant rewrites. I mean, there are pages every day, whole, sometimes big chunks, sometimes little. But they're constantly working, which is really exciting. They don't just kind of, it's not rote. They don't.
I love the enthusiasm here that you're watching these two with these big smiles on your
we
faces.
do. We love it, actually.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.